seen this guy before.
I've seen this. This guy does get clowned on social media. He's this like salesman, super hardball.
Yeah, I always see him like the front of a room just like telling dudes what to do.
Screaming at people about entrepreneurship.
I've never seen it, so let's see.
He's hyped up on testosterone and shit. I never met him, so I don't know.
Right, taking testosterone too.
But I saw this clip and I want to get y'all's thoughts.
Girls, show them the six pack. Let's see if you got it. My daughters, Sophia and Kira, before we did this event, it was about 2 months ago, I said, hey, we're gonna go to Dubai. They're 12 and 9, and they're like eating junk food and running around like most kids. And I said, hey, you guys wanna really push yourself? I said, if you guys can get a six pack by the David Goggins event, I'm gonna take you guys on a shopping spree with whatever you want. I don't care. Girls, show them the six pack. Let's see if you got it.
Nope.
Don't be shy, show them the six pack. She's 12 years old, she's 9 years old. And some of you are like, oh, put your daughter's clothes on. It's called fitness, idiot. I don't know what family you live in, but we're a fitness family. We take care of ourselves. We want to be an example for other kids. To give anybody a message, there's a mic, what would you say?
You have to stop wishing and you have to start working. Pain is temporary, but regret lasts forever.
Tell them like you want to change their life.
If you want respect, then earn it. Stop making excuses.
Mind con.
Mind
con. So I did a mad dash to the comments.
I'm about to say something's a little weird about having little girls just have to do that on stage.
I mean, yeah, because you can say that same message with anyone that has a six pack, right? That worked hard for it.
Technically.
I don't think you have to have your daughter show their stomachs on stage though.
You are the exact kind of man I will teach my 4 daughters to avoid at all costs. I'm shaking in anger. This isn't fitness or health. I'm in the fitness industry as well. And this causes body image issues and so much heartache long term. My girls are the same age range and I would rather die than tell my girls to do any of this. Never. We are a fitness family, as you put it, and this is not fitness. This is disturbing on so many levels. Let's teach our girls fitness journey by teaching them to run, jump, and be active and be strong and stand up for themselves when they see crap like this. Disgusting. Everyone's saying it makes them uncomfortable to watch. This is wrong on so many levels. You're having your kids parading around showing their body is not fitness. What did I just watch? Horrified by this video. I have 2 daughters and I would never imagine doing this to them. I protect them. This is not good for them mentally or physically. This is heartbreaking, hurts my soul.
So there's a lot of negative for the most part comments.
Only negative essentially.
And I see that.
I think you had to use them to get that message across though.
Yeah.
Like I respect fitness and all that stuff, but I personally just wouldn't want my daughters just having to lift up their stomach for all these people in the crowd.
Yeah, because was he going for like a shock factor or something? Because yeah, he could portray that message in a different way, or even if he wanted to use his daughters, it didn't have to be, well, show them your six pack. It can just be like, well, show them how high you could jump, or like, I don't know, show a video of them sprinting or something.
I think it's particularly strange only because they're single digits and like,
well, even if they're 11,
even if they were 12, I think it's still weird.
oh, well, I agree. I'm just saying, as a child, like your body fat percentage and whatnot, most kids, obviously, they're not like, they don't have muscles or anything like that. So maybe if someone was 45 and wanted a fitness transformation,
yeah,
you know, that could be a really good example of showing.
Even ours were they were like 23, 24. Like, okay, they're grown women keeping up with that healthy lifestyle. They've been doing this.
Yeah.
But kids doing fitness is measured on a different scale than adults. You know, you have different organs that move, that work in different ways, different body fat percentages and muscle.
Wait, and even if you're, I mean, the main thing to get really fat as a kid is if you're just overeating. So you really only have to do the bare minimum to kind of maintain even a lean body type, I would say, as a kid.
Because like, what did they look like beforehand? Like, were they chubby? Like, yeah, you can eat junk food as a kid, but you could still look like that. Like, to be honest, I didn't even see a six pack.
If they would have had junk food for the next 10 months, I think they would probably look identical.
Because you know, like the little Hercules, like a long time ago, when he was a kid, all buff and ripped. That's a six pack.
Yep.
And he was younger than them, so it's like, well,
this
seen actually better six pack from younger people.
I don't think they deserve a shopping spree.
But that's why I said I don't know if that was the best message, right? Yeah.
Let them go eat the ice cream now. They failed.
A dad promising a shopping spree for 6-pack abs, that's not motivation, it's emotional manipulation. These girls think they're learning about respect and having no excuse, but they're actually being taught that their worth is a physical transaction. Flexing might look like strength, but what is really happening is the start of a lifelong script of body-based validation. We're watching generational trauma being handed down, wrapped in the language of achievement. The abs equal value.
Do you think that people feel the same way about people that put their kids in pageants and stuff like that, where they have to walk out in bikinis and
Those
makeup.
That is a real thing happening all the time.
And they have to look the best, better than the other girls, right? And what sort of message is that putting out? Is it in the same realm?
Miss Teen USA.
Miss Teen USA, all that stuff. That's might be even worse, I would say,
Yeah.
than this.
Because what is that really teaching those girls?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think they peaked at 12 because that's the only competition they won in terms of beauty standards, whatever the pageant rules were.
Because, like, I guess your physique is beauty standard in a way, too, so
Mm-hmm.
that's almost the same thing.
Yeah, you're right. Because aren't they getting rid of beauty pageants?
I don't
Are
know.
they? I have not
I
kept
think
up with those.
I always think
I
they
honestly
still
forgot
have
about
it.
them, but yeah, that's probably still happening right
I
now.
know they got rid of like the Victoria's Secret beauty pageant thing because everyone was mad that the girls were skinny and no one's skinny anymore. So you
Oh,
have to
geez.
you have to cancel everything.
That's true.
But everyone was upset because they were overweight and models were skinny and that so
Yeah,
shut
yeah,
everything
yeah.
down.
Yeah, so now everybody can be a model.
Everyone's beautiful now, that's why everyone's a model.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So
There's no standards anymore.
there's no
I
standards.
really think there'd be an agency that would sign anybody now.
A girl I just spoke to who was like a real deal model said she's not getting gigs because they're only using bigger people now. And I was
See
like,
how everything reversed and switched?
crazy.
I think it's gonna. It goes back in the middle though. I think it's gonna go like this for a minute. I think it's gonna come back.
Yeah, because now you have every company wanting to be inclusive. So it's like, well, our main
And then I
hero is the big girl.
The other thing that's gonna die out a little bit, but that's hot right now. It's because the whole time it's never been that, and everybody complains.
Yeah.
So now here we are. Let's let it run its course, and then we'll see where it tapers off at.
But yeah, fitness as a kid and building muscle and bodybuilding isn't as popular though. I always told when you're younger, you're not supposed to work out or lift weights because it stunts your growth or some shit like that.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So like, I don't know what other sort of side effects there are from pushing your body to the limits when you're not even 10 yet or whatever.
Yep. Unless they're just purely just diet and just like cardio, like I don't know what they're doing.
Is this more damaging to a young person's psyche than just eat whatever and then they become sugar addicted and start vaping and then their life is like that? Is that worse? Which is worse?
There's got to be boundaries with the diet for sure, and the parent has to
Yeah.
implement that at one point.
Like you're a kid, I feel like you'll build resentment like when you're like 15 or whatever. You're like, I'm never working out again. Like my dad put me through so much as I was a little kid. It could also be that.
Yeah.
But then those people also, if they go off the deep end, they know how to get back.
Yeah.
Because I've met people that said that they had the
True.
helicopter almond moms. They would call the school and even say, my son can't have this. And then when they were 21 and 25, they ate whatever. They would very easily know how to snap back because they had years of their dad had already showed them all the weights in the weight room, all the machines.
Yeah, so it's like they're being educated. Like, is it that bad to be in shape? I guess it's the way they could have done this in private.
I think it's the optics of it.
It's the optics, yeah.
Stage. And
Little girls.
and they're 11 and 9.
Yeah.
And you're at Minecon with probably straight up adults that are probably close to this guy's age. Like,
Because I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with having your kids or forcing them to be active and working out and stuff like that. Just like people say, hey, if you do the chores, I'll get you this, I'll buy you
I'm
that.
about to say, yeah, if I like clean up the house and stuff, I could get a pair of shoes. Like I had rules if I did
like
stuff for a month and some change.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you did something to earn it.
At least they're working out and like they're keeping their body healthy. But like we said, is there any sort of side effects by pushing yourself that young?
Because yeah, most kids get good grades and you get a shopping spree. You get $20, you get $100.
Mm-hmm.
Is that unhealthy because you're teaching a kid that they're only worthy of praise if they get a certain thing on a test?
And that was
So-
cheating to
yeah.
get those test answers, to get those test results.
And what if a kid isn't good at math naturally and he fails? Now he's a failure because he can't do math, and now his
He can't get no shirt next week.
his worth is only wrapped up to his ability to do math and regurgitate information. Isn't that unhealthy?
Yeah, I think it's when it's attached to the body image part. That's when people get the uproar.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, yeah, now their friends and other kids their ages are now affected by weight. I have to look like that. I have to have abs as a 6-year-old, 8-year-old. I think that's becoming the issue, right?
Yeah.
Because you see like parents put their kids in, rigorous sports at a young age, and it's like they'll be putting their kids in gymnastics and they'll train hard and they want them to be Olympics one day. Some parents are actually like that, where it's like, maybe that's just how he is, where, we're doing this every day, fitness, this and that. That's just what he put them in. It's like some people will put them in softball and then they'll train their kid every day after school, like crazy training hours. So
Yeah, and
it's
then other
like,
parents will be like, you have to do piano and then compete in the piano competition and win that whole thing.
which they can have a good physique or six-pack, but yeah, they're not displaying it for some sort of message. Maybe that's the problem.
Nobody's gonna argue the grades thing. Everybody does that. if you get this grades, you get rewarded for something. I don't think any child has ever dealt with not being rewarded something by doing well in school. So, yeah, it's technically the same thing, but it's not showing us on stage, I guess.
Yeah, they don't, the stage aspect, the fact that they're girls.
So I guess even if you resent your parents for having to work out or, go to gymnastics or learn an instrument, that's still teaching them something though.
Yeah. Are there kids? Is this a kids event? Like, are they
Exactly, yeah. If it's not a kid's event, then yeah.
Because then it's like, what sort of adult can relate to the kids even? Like, what am I getting from this message that you're giving me?
Like, you want me to, if I have my own children, to go tell them to follow this? Or are you telling me that I should also be eating better? Because at that point, you clearly already doing that, so why can't I just follow whatever you're doing?
And maybe this is more ego-driven for him.
I think it is.
I'm trying to show that, look at my daughters, look at my family.
I think that's exactly what it is. He brought them on stage in the bright lights.
They seemed forced to do that.
Well,
like,
I mean,
even
you
things
saw
they
the
said.
answers. It was like, after you leave the microphone, say this. They were like, I said they were saying word for word in their head to make sure they didn't mess up.
Yeah, they practiced that. He told them what to say.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Like, they're being held there hostage.
I don't think there's anything wrong with teaching. I think this is better than, besides the show aspect, than what you just said of not giving them any boundaries or regulations and then letting them end up just eating whatever and then having these sugar addictions and bad food addictions. I think that's also just as bad. Like, I think there should be, parents have to have some type of discipline in terms of your dietary nutritional needs.
There's no uproar and outrage on the day in the life of a fatty. The 14-year-old girl gorging and eating the cinnamon bites all day. There's no one saying child abuse, exploiting.
That is crazy.
Not one thing. In fact, they're saying leave her alone, let her rock.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not saying that this is good and that's bad. I'm just saying that's why we wanted to toss it to the viewers. And also, I'm curious, are there viewers, specifically girls, who were trained super hard by their sporty family and they were pushed super hard in their sports fitness and they resent their parents because of that? Or are they happy that they got pushed because it instilled certain values and habits within them for their adult life? I'm curious.
I can go either way, I feel like. Yeah.
There could be negative versions of that and positive ones. I wouldn't do this for my daughters. That's me though.
His daughters have 6-packs though.
Do they?
They're more like 4, if that.
More like 4. The deal was 6.
It was just like toned.
I mean, they look like 8-year-olds.
They look like any, right?
I'll also say it's harder for actually girls to have visible abs than guys.
They're 8. See, I want to be savage. No shopping spree.
No shopping spree.
You didn't earn it.
You scream that from the crowd? That's not 6.
Is a 6-pack in the room with us?
You said you have to earn it, little girl. What did you earn?
What did you earn? Like, where were you at before?
You gotta get someone to say, this is 6.
Whoa. I got an 8-pack.
That ain't shit. Try again next year. Where's my shopping spree? Holy shit. Some shorts though that he had on.
Daughter shorts.
I think he stole his daughter's shorts.
I didn't even notice that.
They're a close family.
Shit, Tyler, I think he's wearing their clothes. Shit.
What's funny though, I also know moms that have been in the army and stuff, and all their kids just play video games too, and they weren't able to, and they still compete in triathlons, Ironmans, but they weren't able to get their children to follow. It's interesting. Never know.
I think this would have been better if they were older, maybe they were boys. People would be less.
It would be, yeah.
Feel a certain way about it. That's that.
Who wants to go on a shopping spree?
Who wants a shopping spree?
Show us your 6-packs. Comment if you have a 6-pack.
We got like
pick
2
a winner
right now.
Yeah, all the 6-packs, you guys get a shopping spree. Comment.
So I found this clip on the airplane. You know how you have babies kicking your seat, people touching their hair. This person's messing with this passenger's window, and I wanted to get y'all's thoughts. The caption says, "I'm never flying coach again."
Here we go.
Face.
Oh, that's good. Oh my god. Now, I'm gonna assume that was fake.
Okay, I hope it's real, because that's hilarious.
But even if it wasn't, we could still speak about.
Okay, but I'm sure this has happened at one point. There's no way somebody never put their window up and somebody else said, put that shit down.
Oh my god.
But if that's fake, they did really hilarious, because the aggressiveness and the put and the slidings the tension was heating up and I loved it.
Oh my god.
It probably is completely fake, but if this was real.
I get pissed when I personally like to see the outside all the time, actually. I actually barely will put it down even if I'm mid-flight, just because I like to peek out sometimes, If it gets bumpy, I kind of want to see, what's going on. But I get pissed when people leave it closed the entire time, including even during landing. I'm like, are we close to the ground, whatever, and then the person who has the window seat has that closed, and I'm like you're in the window, like I'm trying to see. But that's me personally. That's my gripe that I have.
Yeah, it's like, you're in the window. Come on, enjoy the view. Like, I could have got that ticket.
Why'd you buy the window seat if you ain't looking out the window?
That's like, he already has a window that's open.
I know he has one behind him too. It's kind of crazy.
But yeah, it's like, this is a funny idea. If I knew the person that's sitting right behind me, like, oh, let's film this video real quick. It's funny.
Oh shit.
I think like it closes if it's like early in the morning. I'm just trying to sleep. But then once I'm awake, I don't mind if it's open or closed.
Because after the second time, or even after the first time, be like, hey, would you mind not doing that, please?
What about the armrest? How do you guys deal with?
I've fought for an armrest before.
The guy I was next to like 2 weeks ago, he was like 6'8" and he was heavy set, so he won. And there was no pushback I could do. I was pushed into my corner.
Yeah, there was one where I was kind of like barely on it because he took up the whole thing, and like he was just staying there the whole time. So once he went to the restroom, I just claimed that spot and didn't move it.
And then he come back and try to fight it?
Well, like I think he tried to put his arm there, but my arm was already there.
He like hits it and it slips off.
Yeah, I was firm with it.
Oh man.
Because you can't really split an armrest.
You can't.
It's like, I get if you have a window seat, like that's kind of like your window, right?
Yes.
I was just had an annoying situation where the person in front of me leaned their seat back, as they're allowed to do. Then I leaned mine back, but then my person was complaining that mine was leaned back. And I was like, well, my face is touching their seat. And the person in front of me, I know I'm arguing with this guy because I'm like, he has the right to do that. But then I had to and I kept mine how it was, but I had to deal with this person pissed at me behind me. I'm like,
I've never moved my seat back before.
I've done it.
Because to me, that goes back 1 inch.
It's like not even worth
It'd be
it.
like,
Relax.
sit back, relax, and enjoy your thing. Beep. I guess it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
I can't even sleep on a plane anyway, so.
I'm taking like sleeping pills and melatonin.
Every time I get on a flight, I do the window, but there's always the fattest person you've ever seen that will always get the seat next to me.
Damn.
Usually always. And then I gotta either completely relinquish my armrest duties and just like let them get it.
At least you get like a soft pillow now.
Yeah, you're right.
That's like, all right, you can take the armrest, just let me lean on you a little bit.
Let me sleep on you.
Come on.
That's why the etiquette seats are nice. You get a little bit more leg room. They do cost more.
Conveniently, I found a plane video. Let me know what you guys think of this. There's the video that's kind of what they show they're doing, and then there's the comments talking about what they're doing. Enjoy.
Making my own healthy dinner on a 10-hour flight. Hey, yo. Oh my gosh, she brought the tray out.
She one of those.
Oh, you know that thing's, oh, just the smell. Like, and I mean, it's a salad smell, but it's just the smell and the
You got
aluminum
that vinaigrette and shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh, bro, because that dressing be having the smell. Yeah,
Hope you like Italian vinaigrette.
She has that face. She just has that face.
Why does I watch this? Immediately I said, the f***ing smell.
I mean, I can smell it from here.
I could smell this and I'm not even on the flight.
And I don't want to be next to her. The tray, like, all in your space.
I did a Justin Gatlin to the comment section. New fear unlocked. I get on a plane and the person next to me starts making an egg salad.
Yeah.
Her boiled eggs on an airplane. So courteous to the other. Hard-boiled eggs on an airplane.
Smell of those too.
So courteous. Between the egg, the elbow jabbing into your neighbor, the salad shaking, and the influencing, I'm 100% annoyed and I'm not on the plane. Just be a normal person and stop trying to gain attention.
But like, you can plan out when you want to eat before you get on a plane. If you're already there 2 hours before you board the flight, you can still eat your food.
Sorry, honey, but no. Eggs, no. Multiple Tupperware containers, no. Assembling the salad on the plane, no. It's not your kitchen. It's a tiny shared public space in which we all just trying to survive. No one likes you on this flight. No one. Bringing eggs in any form on a flight makes you the problem.
I just hope the person next to her was that guy or her friend or something, because, man, if she's just casually making it next to a stranger, that's insane.
She said in the comments that the next to her was her husband.
Okay. But still, you still have to smell that behind you.
Could you not have made the salad before you got on the flight?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, mix it up at the gate and then take it out and eat it.
Eat it before you board.
Well, she's looking for a TikTok video. It's like more eye-catching to say, hey, I made it on the flight.
And then there's people, oh my God, people are so rude. Who cares she brought a salad with eggs? They don't smell and she's eating healthy. There's nothing wrong with this.
There's a smell with that.
I'll be honest, there's a smell of salad dressing. Let's keep it a
There's
buck.
a smell.
And she put in one of her rebuttals that this type of egg isn't the smelly one. The whatever hard-boiled one that she did doesn't smell, allegedly.
Let me get one of them.
But then I saw a lot of people giving reasonable responses like, look, I know you're health conscious, but just do something a bit more courteous or don't eat or have whatever the flight's giving you, even if it's not the best thing, just because it's one flight.
But come on.
You can go right back to your.
It's a 10-hour flight versus 10 hours.
I'm of the opinion that it's too much.
That thing is being extra, and I'm just like you said, it's not courteous to the other people on the flight.
Yeah, especially if the smell's overbearing. So I'm hoping it's not, like she said, it's the things that don't smell. But yeah, because I've even smelled people that smelled bad that stunk up the whole plane, and that's annoying.
Yeah.
I'd rather smell salad dressing.
True.
I tend to get stuck with people with bad BO next to me.
Yeah, like they
They're
should
not
be locked
overweight,
up.
they
for
just smell, man.
I'm not understanding why this poor woman's getting so much hate, but it's really unnecessary and unkind. Eggs don't stink up a plane. This was a very smart idea, and the 10-hour flight's really a long time to be in a tiny space. This was really smart, and I think everyone's being mean. Maybe you need to take a step back and ask yourself, why are you being so mean to this woman? I don't think it's mean. It's tricky. If you're doing something in a public setting, you do have to be like, can you really put yourself first in a public setting?
At least it wasn't like fish or something. You know, that would have been crazy.
It could have been worse. It could have been
Could have been worse, I guess.
I could have been heating up my chicken tikka masala with
I'm paying to switch my seat.
Yeah.
Ryan's doing that.
oh just
Flight attendant.
just some curry. And curry's good. Some people don't like it, but but I don't know doesn't like Indian food.
I just like the smell on a flight.
Well, I do, and I'm gonna heat it up right here.
Yeah, just the flight.
And you're gonna enjoy it.
Just serious diet restrictions that she has to follow.
Yeah.
Regimen flight doesn't offer.
I would like to know the people's opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, we can be upset about it, but I also can't stop it. So
Yeah, you can still do it for sure. I'm just not personally. I'm not doing that. Even with my restrictions of what I can and can't eat, I'm not gonna bring on the multiple Tupperwares and start shaking shit. That's just me though.
damn.
I might do a granola bar or some bullshit. Let us know. Have y'all had any crazy plane experiences? Comment.